The following podcast contains adult language. Ooh, scary. Listener discretion is advised.
As I was walking around with Ordis on my arm, and a number of people who said, "Oh, is it okay if I get a picture?" I'm not walking around with a puppet on my arm to avoid pictures.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly.
Welcome to Pixels and Puppets, the Operation Puppet Podcast, the only podcast to combine the subjects of gaming, tech, media, and puppets for no easily explainable reason. It is July 17th, 2026. You were the internet. I am Kevin Blades. My pronouns are he, him, and this is episode 14 of season 4 of Pixels and Puppets, the Operation Puppet Podcast. Joining me is my co-host. His pronouns are he, him. It's Andrew, aka Bat Phantom.
Nothing happened in the last 2 weeks.
Nothing at all. It's been very dull.
Just listen to the last podcast again. We've changed the date. It will sound exactly the same. Nothing has
It's
changed.
entirely AI generated.
That's it.
How you doing?
Everything
Living
smells
through
like
the,
smoke.
Everything smells like everything. I was surprised. So those of you who, I'm sure everybody who's listening to this would know. Mm-hmm. There's been all of Canada's on fire,
Pretty much.
and so Monday morning, I guess it was, that I woke up and the world was orange.
Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I don't know. One of those days.
Yeah, I think
it's been
it
a
was
bit of a
Tuesday.
week. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure what day it is now. So
Yeah. It's
no.
Friday, July 17th.
Well, I just said that,
Yeah.
but I don't.
But did it stick?
I
No.
don't. Do I listen to the words I say? No.
You're in a fugue because of your weekend.
It's yeah. So it was weird, man. I just looked outside and the world's orange. Okay, I guess the world's orange now.
This is fine.
So
I'll tell you what was jarring, and it's the little things. I mean, I'm outside, and I go, oh well, this is cool. I should take a picture of it. And I unlock my phone, and of course my phone is vivid bright color, and the world is yellow.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh shit, that's right, color exists. And you have to look at your phone to be reminded that color exists.
So here's I did the same thing, only I just pointed out my window because I wasn't going outside. And I pointed out the window, but the problem is the phone color corrected it automatically.
Yes, that's something a lot of people have
I'm
noticed.
looking at the world and the world is orange, but my phone looks like normal. Yeah. So I would have to color correct the picture that the phone takes to be how the world actually looks.
I was surprised my phone actually took the picture. I really thought I'd have to have the same issue, but I actually got a nice.
I have an
photograph
Apple phone, so it knows better than me.
That guy's wrong. Let me fix that for you.
Literally, exactly that.
Here's the rainbow. Isn't life great?
Wouldn't you like some more iTunes or something?
Let's put some unicorns in the picture. Doo, doo, doo. Hi, Kevin. Everything's perfect.
What the hell is that?
That's your iPhone.
Is it?
It's the picture you took, except it's animated and it's a talking unicorn.
As we'll get into later, my iPhone let me down, so I'm not so kindly disposed towards iPhone. I'm not so kindly disposed towards any phone currently.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I said that.
Aside from that,
it's fine. Besides, everything's on fire.
Yeah,
we should probably do things.
Yeah,
because there's a lot.
Yeah,
turns out there's a lot.
We should probably dive into it.
So I'm looking at the notes and okay, Odyssey is dumbing the meta. I know what Odyssey is.
Yes, I just want to quickly mention I haven't seen
that Homeric epic.
Yes, it is now that it's finally out. People are, it's truly dominating the news and the conversations. And I will say the reviews have been absolutely fucking inflamed. They are huge. It's currently 89 on Metacritic and 98 or 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's a tremendous film by all accounts. And Walter Chaw, one of my favorite writers, gave it a 4-star review. And he is. The Odyssey is part of his DNA. He learned to read in Greek to be able to parse it in its original language and things like that. So for him to be truly humbled by it, and and it's a story that is updated in many ways. I mean, this is obviously much closer to the world that it's portraying, and
it's
yet
also, let's be very clear, the world of the Odyssey is very much, while it was written in ancient Greece, it is still a fantasy world.
Right.
It is still,
but it's still this one is basically about a man who enabled terrible things, and him dealing with it, and the aftermath, and it's pretty amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing it on Sunday. I'm going into the Scotia to see it in IMAX laser. So it is the proper aspect ratio, but it is not the 70 millimeter presentation. I had a conversation with a coworker about the multiple aspect ratios of the film and how there's so many ways to see it. And
there's
told her
some meme picture going around showing like the same shot, but in like the IMAX aspect versus the 70 mil aspect, and it's like the guy's helmet's cut off.
It is, but you have to understand that it is still composed for multiple aspect ratios in that shot.
Welcome to every film.
Well,
right?
but it's still incredible. It's an incredible achievement for the cinematographer to be able to say this area, we can move the camera basically to say which part of this is necessary to focus on for the 2.35 version, but in the end the full frame is the way we want it to be seen.
Video editors call that safe frames.
Yeah, and I mean, I was mentioning how I didn't say it at the time. When James Cameron shot Titanic, he shot it in Super 35. He was, for theatrical, it was intended for a 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio, but he also was shooting it for the full frame version for home video.
Right.
So he composed the shots to be worthy of both aspects. So he actually was focused on having a reasonable full frame version of the film, so that the letterbox version wasn't getting hacked up. It was actually just an opened up version of the frame. So it's fascinating on an aesthetic level for the cinematographer to compose for both at the same time.
Side note, This has always been one of my observations about the difference, but we'll talk about the difference in cinematography between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And the thing about that is it is true that those are very different cinematographic approaches, but Return of the Jedi is shot for home video. It is shot for a 4:3 aspect ratio. So there's nothing's off to the side. Everything's in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
And that is the difference, because with both A New Hope, originally Star Wars, but A New Hope, I still can't get you. How many years later is it? I still
I'm
cannot
always gonna
get
call it
used
Star
to
Wars.
It's just Star Wars and
I'll never call it
Empire
A New Hope.
Strikes Back. Your first gen when.
Yep.
Yeah, the both of those were shot for 70 mil for widescreen, but as soon as we get to Return of the Jedi, 1983, suddenly home video market is the huge thing. That's why Richard Markin shot for 4:3. It was presented, you could fill the frame in widescreen, but you needed to have all of the important stuff in the middle of the screen.
I had no idea, honestly. That's the first time I've heard that, and now I need to go back and watch it. And with that in mind,
check it.
But
there's one shot I can think of. One shot off the top of my head. This is real nerd shit. One shot off the top of my head. It's in Jabba's palace, and a Gamorrean guard. Right, it's when 3PO and R2 are being led off, and they're in the background, and in the foreground, a Gamorrean guard walks onto screen, walks in front of into the foreground, and he's coming in from the side. That is like it. That is the shot where there was something happening on the side of the screen.
And I mean, Kubrick also shot everything for Academy scope, basically, and the theatrical version was actually cropped from what he was intending to be shown, which is crazy. Anyway, the simple truth is that to see the film in any format is still there's no, I mean, obviously the full height IMAX is the best way to see it.
Sure.
But you're still the film itself has to still stand on its own on a normal aspect ratio. So I had told my friend, don't worry about trying to get IMAX tickets because they're gone. Like the full height, you'd have to go out of your way because she's out by Eglinton. So I said, just go to the Ultra AVX, get a nice seat for that, and just enjoy the film because it stands on its own. And the spectacle is definitely part of it, but it's not it's not the critical to the film. Me from 10 years ago would be livid at that thought, but it's true. I mean, the film still has to stand on its own. Anyway, bottom line is, obviously, if you have access to a proper IMAX theater, go see it in IMAX. But it's going to be playing for many weeks. I'm not sure what the next major IMAX release is, but I mean, they're selling out constantly.
Wasn't Spider-Man bumped for it or something?
It was.
Yeah.
They weren't going to get an IMAX release for it, so they said, fine, we'll make ScreenX instead. But yeah, so it's going to be in theaters for at least 2 months, and it'll be a perennial after that. But as I say, the reviews have just been tremendous. Everybody is thoroughly impressed, and I'm very happy. I was worried, honestly. I mean, that last trailer, the tone seemed odd. But I think that's half the point, It's how it's approached. Anyway, there's lots of amazing reviews, people talking in depth. People, I was just pointing out earlier about how there's articles from people that are Homeric experts that are, seeing it and obviously getting
the only actual criticism I've seen is not really criticism of the film; it's a criticism of the marketing.
Sure,
is that. They're using modern Greek letters to replace current English letters.
Greek-looking words.
Greek-looking-ish, basically, is what it comes down to. And so if you were to actually transliterate what it is it's like this.
Yeah, I love that. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. But it's funny because most of the advertising has not done that. They've used a very clean font for everything. So it's just, I don't even know if they're real posters. They could be just fan posters.
Or it's like some third tier marketing company was hired to do a couple of posters.
Just use Greek letters, but use our
make
alphabet.
It look Greek. Well, I don't know what you do. Make it look Greek.
That
Why
don't
are we
look
doing
Greek.
this in Italian?
What are you doing? The freaking normal font. Don't do that.
It's some New York agency.
Forget
I don't know
about it.
fucking Greek. I don't know.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. And well, I 2 weeks from now, it'll be an old hat, but I'll.
Nothing lasts for a week, which is why we should get on with the podcast.
Yes. So we can dive right into coping mechanism.
Coping mechanism. So I'm not even gonna address this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing. It's a link. Because you know what my coping mechanism has been. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to get into it in the thick later on. So
mine is shanties.
I don't know what I know what shanties are, but I don't.
Well, it does tie into. I mean, I was going to talk a little bit about it later. With the release of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, as they're calling it, it has.
I'm right to giggle about that.
Absolutely. One of the things that's come back up in the discussion has been, of course, the shanties and how they were transformative in the game, and I think they were actually in Assassin's Creed 3 first. And they didn't get a lot of traction for some reason in 3 because I guess the ship sequences were pretty late in the game, but then. In 4, they went, oh no, we're doing more shanties. We're doing all the shanties, and it was already a great game. You're enjoying yourself, but once you get on that ship and you're out on the open water, and you just get away from the map, and it goes into the slightly wider shot, and then the boys start doing the shanties, and it just gives you chills the first time you hear it. If you have a fucking soul, it gives you chills because there's these amazing sea shanties that they're singing, and some of them are just spectacular. I mean, Lowlands is my favorite, and that was the first one that came up in my YouTube feed when people were talking about it. So I'm like, fuck yeah, Lowlands, click. So that's what gave me comfort this week, was just being reminded about they were hot shit for a while. I mean, the shanties kind of crossed over into the ether, and people were, actively getting into sea shanties without any knowledge of the video game. There was like, these songs are fucking amazing. And anyway, it's definitely nice to dive back into the shanties again.
I got a couple of songs from I mean, I'm sorry to do this, but I got a couple of songs from the Warframe soundtrack, both of which are very sea shanty-ish that I think you would appreciate.
fully influenced, I'm sure, by the classic shanties.
Shanties are good. All right, so we're not going to actually do a discrete, as it were, Puppet Pit this week because, well, y'all know what I've been up to. Yeah. So there's no point, because 1 week, of course, has been me preparing for TennoCon, so there's nothing new to talk about there. This week, however, I did get back to building.
Yep.
So there are 2 new Greeblies on the shop. Went up live today. Please God, buy them. My landlord won't take puppets as payment. So please.
They are delightful.
That's
They're both excellent, and I'm hopeful they will find a home soon.
Hit the ground running, I hope, this week. But that's what's going on. So all the rest of this month is going to be me just like going hard on building because I got to restock the shop because just before I left, like literally the day I left for TennoCon, the last Greebly sold, which is why I came back this week and was doing more Greeblies because that's a staple of the shop. So.
More Greeblies equals better than.
Exactly. So that's where we are with that. So that's the puppet building stuff. The rest of this month is going to be me going hard on building. So that's where we are with puppet building stuff. So that's why we're not doing a discrete puppet pit because that's it. That's all there is to say.
Oh, the puppet pit went on oh man, I had something for
hiatus.
this. No. It left. The puppet pit moved. It magically teleported to the incredible city of London.
Oh Lord, yeah, we got some things to talk about. So yes, that'll do it for that. So we are going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back and have a really long not break because we got a lot to talk about. So. We will come back soon with Pixel Town.
The sky above the port was the color of a YouTube video locked behind 17 unskippable ads. Around the rainy streets, people dodged out-of-control robo-taxis and shot down delivery drones carrying $50 burgers. Here we fight the corporate ecologies and get excited about avoiding our phones. Welcome to the mean streets of Pixel Town.
Welcome to Pixel Town, where we talk about tech, gaming, and all things thereunto related. So, I'm just going to go down the list. Here we go.
This is nuts.
Oh,
Gamers Nexus did a video on this.
So I was going to say, Gamers Nexus, I haven't actually watched any of the videos yet, but I've seen the thumbnails.
It's worth looking into. Basically, reports were getting out that people with LG monitors were getting weird pop-ups for McAfee in Windows, and they weren't.
Wait,
sure.
actual McAfee?
Yes.
Oh Lord,
it's insane. So basically,
I thought those thumbnails were ironic.
So Steve straight up bought one of the newer LG monitors, the same model that this person had reported.
All right.
Plugged it into his computer, and immediately there was a pop-up saying that it had installed. What is it? The LG extension. So basically, you plug it in, and Windows Update pulls down LG extension and software component packages. And roughly a minute later, Windows Reliability Monitor logs the arrival of the LG Monitor app installer. No consent prompt, no dialogue, no approval of any kind.
Andrew, you know perfectly well that consent is a liberal conspiracy.
Yeah. And so
consent is for cucks, Andrew.
Yeah. And then pop-ups started showing up. So the main pop-up that was showing up was an offer for McAfee, but it wasn't. I don't think it was McAfee antivirus. I think it was like McAfee anti-scam. Which is just I know, it's insane. And it was basically a 30-day free trial and then it turns into a $39.99 annual subscription to the service. Because the fact that fucking McAfee still exists. So theoretically, what the app is doing is it's supposed to rotate multiple LG apps that are optional that will do shit in the background for you for gaming and
what shit would that be?
I don't even know, man. You know what it's like. LG has multiple apps that are tied to the hardware to offer other features that you may or may not want to do. One of these is a McAfee ad, and they booted up the computer 32 times. 31 times the McAfee ad came up. One time it offered the LG app, whatever the fuck the app was. So basically it's hard locked to just push the LG or the McAfee offer on you from absolute absolutely nothing on your part. You literally plugged in a monitor, and Windows did it all for you. And it's
welcome to 1998, man.
And it's spreading too, because it turns out that it's not just the new monitors. It's basically anything for the last couple of years is now pulling down this magic LG app that is offering.
There's a reason that my LG TV is not allowed to connect to the network,
and that's 100% it, because that's part of it. So that's the other half of the story, is that it also discovered. I think this is in here. No, this is mostly about the app. The TVs also have a new EULA when you log in, and it's got a new section that talks about like the AI mode or some shit.
Oh yeah.
And
hey, my old ass LG TV still has something that they're calling AI in it.
yeah, but
They were ahead of the curve on this bullshit.
what's absolutely jaw dropping is that in this agreement, it basically says that you, the user, have to inform third-party individuals in the household that this TV will be listening and at any time and uploading data to the server. Like, they're literally trying to say it's your responsibility.
It's on you, dog.
To tell your friends that everything you do in front of the TV or near the TV is being uploaded to their secret servers to train AI systems or some shit. I don't know. Like, that's the fucked up mentality that this company has. This is not exclusive to LG. But
I would find a video of a monkey masturbating and ejaculating straight into the camera,
Yep.
and I would just put that in front of the TV and just let that play on a loop. That's
And then coming back to the PC thing, there's a real fix. It's a group policy toggle. You have to go into the fucking regedit to kill it. Like, there's
welcome
no option.
to killing all AI shit in Windows.
So it just reiterates, of course, your fuck Microsoft.
I was like grinned with smugness in Linux.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. But the fact that it's also the TVs is incredible.
Yeah.
But like that means some dickhead at this company, LG, incredibly successful company, makes phenomenal monitors and TVs. Beautiful, perfect displays, everything we've ever wanted. And then some dipshit in the chain went, how can we make just a tiny little bit more money and make everybody's life suck ass and get away with it?
You've been paying attention, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do now.
But it's there's just that one fucking moron in the system that pushed for this.
It isn't the one moron. It's the whole system. That's what it's for.
But that one idiot is their concept bled upwards, and they went, "No, that's a good idea. We should do that. We're leaving money on the table." Dar. I mean,
money matching.
Jesus Christ!
If money can be made, it should be made.
How much could they possibly make from McAfee?
All of it. Whatever they're not making is ethically wrong. They must make as much possible money at all times, Andrew.
God,
what don't you understand about this? It's very simple. If you're not making maximum money, you're a failure.
Just another goddamn example of this is one of the most incredible enshittification moments.
Yeah.
Like, just the scale of it is just incredible. Like, literally, you plug in your fucking monitor and it installs malware, basically. Like, intentional malware.
That's malware, yeah.
There's probably an EULA
that
in the
qualifies.
fucking manual that says, hey, by the way, when you plug in this monitor, it's going to pull down an app that's going to download shit whether you like it or not.
This
Fuck
is
you.
the same logic as like the old porn sites that would say, you agree to this subscription model.
By clicking on I am 18, you're also giving us your credit card information, which
Exactly.
we happen to have pulled out of your browser. Anyway, I just needed.
It's mafia
this
techniques.
This is still something everybody should be aware of. Please go watch Steve's video.
Yes.
I've linked to an article that talks about it as well. But
Thank you.
But the Gamers Nexus video is must watch if you're at all concerned about privacy.
If you ever want to know why TVs are so damn cheap now,
That's it exactly.
this is why.
Yeah, it is.
Because TVs are the single worst vector for quote unquote harvesting your data that there is. Do not, I repeat, listen to me. Do not ever allow your television to connect to a network at all. It is a screen and only a screen. And only let it ever be a screen.
People need more dumb TVs.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah.
But anyway, so that's fun. To Bethesda, huh? That was I think the whole Xbox apocalypse happened between podcasts.
It
didn't
did.
It?
We blissfully were not covering
honestly
it.
good.
Yeah, because Jesus
I'm
Christ,
okay
there was nothing
with
good
that.
about it. And so, but what happened today?
Xbox only exists as a hollow shell, kind of
Yeah.
howling in the wilderness right now.
And today was basically the first of their olive branches, where they were like, okay, now that we've slaughtered massive numbers of human beings to the altar of layoffs.
And of course, they're not anywhere near done yet. They're half done.
Well, they've done the bulk for now. There will be months from now.
But
they
that's the
will
thing.
continue
Over the
this,
next
but-
year, there's going to be an equal number from what they just. This
Right.
was the whole moment.
And this is all very planned out, like you said.
Yeah.
This is all now. This is the step where they've taken away and now they theoretically give, and so Obsidian, basically Bethesda announced that they're working on a bunch of Fallout material. It was a very it was a huge post on the first location was on fucking X, the Twitter, the everything app, X, the everything app.
Look, I don't get it. I don't agree with it. But
Yeah.
everybody's fucking on X.
So they posted it there, and then there was a bunch of them. It was a long statement about, but Bethesda's got so much to do, and we're developing so much. I mean, sure, we fired half the group, but I mean, rest assured,
all 6 people who work here are very busy. We promise.
well, it's something you would be interested in a little bit, at least historically. They are still moving forward with Elder Scrolls Online. There was a lot of assumption that they were going to let that die.
I doubt it. I mean, this is PR spin.
It is. It's
That thing
They
is-
at least gave it lip service. They didn't pretend it doesn't exist.
There is that, but I promise you that is just to milk whatever's left because it is circling the drain. I guarantee you it is not long for this world.
But you kids love Fallouts. Let me let you know right now that we're working on Fallout 5. Huh? That's what you fuckers want, right? You want Fallout 5. And so we're working on that. We're doing remasters of Fallout 3 and New Vegas. You love those remasters because we did such a great fucking job with Fallout 4 remastered.
Remember the games you liked before? We're doing
yeah.
that again.
And then Obsidian is officially working on a new Fallout title. Great. Now, whatever the fuck is left of Obsidian after the gutting. But this is the joke. I mean, they fire everybody. And then 6 months from now, they're going to do a big hiring run because once they have to ramp up in the actual production, they're going to go, shit, we fired everybody.
But this is the model, right?
Right.
We ramp up for launch and then we fire everybody. I mean,
Crunch everybody for 2 years. And then it was
institutional knowledge be damned.
the official announcement that they were working on Skyrim 6, Elder Scrolls 6, was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
The first mention of it was 10 years ago. And yet, what really sucks is that they said all of this shit is going to still be on Creation Engine 3, which sucks. I'm not saying go to Unreal Engine, but you guys really, Starfield should not have been on that engine. It's bad. And the fact that that's still going to be the platform for the next couple of games really fucking sucks. Starfield is still getting work. They're still adding stuff to it. They're like, Starfield has been played for 1 billion hours. Okay. Did anybody enjoy any of that 1 billion hours, or were they felt like they had to play it? I mean, I was excited about it at first, but Jesus, it was bad. Anyway, so this is the step where they give the fans what they want. We're working on the IP you love.
Well, that's exactly it for Xbox going forward, though. It's only the big titles. It's only the guaranteed blockbusters. It's only
Stuff that's proven.
It is as
so we can fuck those up.
Bland and generic as you could possibly want. That's what we're going to get from Xbox.
Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production in Creation Engine 3, a step up from the engine used in Starfield. So I guess that must be 2. Anyway, whatever. Fucking, it's still not going to come out for 6 years. So, what's the point? They're just trying to get some goodwill from the gamers. for titles that aren't going to touch
This
grass
is
for
literally
years.
the guy yelling, Monty Python going, I'm not dead. I feel better. That's what this is.
Another Fallout 76 expansion, because that might as well happen. They even mentioned Fallout Shelter, the fucking mobile game that they have.
Apparently people play it.
250 million people have installed it. I'm sure that 248 million of them played it for about a week and then gave up on it, like me. But whatever. And the shows and yada yada yada. But you know, and they do say they're still working on Elder Scrolls Online. Oh, they're trying to get id to dump id Tech and go to Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Like how insane is that?
It might as well be called Atari at this point. It's just a name. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's not a thing. It's just a brand. It's a hollow shell. Yeah. There's nothing there. It's empty.
It's sad. And so, you know, and they're like, of course we're in full production on Elder Scrolls 6, which means it's going to be at least 2 years away, because otherwise they would have said something. So yeah, have fun with that, guys. Anyway, this is, just be aware, everybody, that this is part of the process where they try to win back the fans and try to regain the narrative by saying, look at all these amazing titles that are coming soon to Xbox. You fuckers.
I mean, I don't know how they can possibly, I mean, the bets they're making now, so what they've claimed is the bets they made before did not pay off. Therefore, they are cutting everything and only going with the guaranteed wins.
Yeah. Or what they think are guaranteed wins.
Well, yeah. But, but like how, when you think about where Sony is in relation to that, because that's what they have to be thinking about. How do they possibly, what are you hoping this will be? So Asher Sharma has said an absolutely delusional thing, that they want Xbox to quote unquote entertain, whatever that means, 1 billion users.
And then what did they announce? What did they announce this week? They're shutting down the Latin America department. The entirety of Latin America will be removed from that 1 billion people they expect to have on Xbox.
This is the thing. It's so absurd. It is so delusional. Clearly they know that, because I can't imagine they're that stupid.
Or it's just, let's give ourselves impossible targets so that we can continue to fire people when we don't reach them.
That is it. Asha Sharma is the executioner. That's what she's there for.
No, I'll tell you what Aftermath has used this phrase repeatedly. She is a pain sponge.
Yeah.
Which is a reference to Succession. Tom Wombegans is a pain sponge he's the guy you hire that will get in front of a camera and say, we're letting go of 3,000 people and just take all of that shit and not quit. They'll just take it. And they're like, yep, that's me. And that's Asha Sharma right now. She is a pain sponge.
Yep. So I do not know how this goes. I can't imagine it going well. Like there's no narrative in which they are able to turn this ship around, right? Like mental.
But you know, anyway. So what better way to do that than by killing off fun new projects and just focusing on the hits. Because that's definitely going to not blow up in your face in 5 years when you have absolutely nothing new to offer people and just more of the same shit that you've been producing. And then you're going to act shocked when people reject it.
Video games, innovation, where does that go now? Well, we know where it goes. It's in the indies. And that's the only place it goes.
And even the indies aren't safe because the developers of Disco Elysium released a new game, which is very similar, but it has gotten no traction from media or gamers, unfortunately.
Well, this is the challenge that the indies are facing now, is because there's so much of it that they are facing the same challenge that all of us quote unquote content creators are facing, where there's just too many voices. Right?
And the owners of the company have now said we gotta fire a bunch of people because it wasn't a hit out of the gate. So now they're suffering along with so many others.
Hey, shit sucks.
It
That's
does
what it
suck.
says.
There's nothing good in the video game industry. There is no environment of positivity anywhere in the video game.
Wait,
I'm sorry,
wait.
what's this?
We got one thing before.
What's this?
We got one thing before that. You got a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, one more shit show. Ubisoft.
It's not. Okay, it's kind of okay. Here's your Black Flag. What's it called?
Resynced, yeah.
Black Flag resynced thing.
But honest to God,
which is selling really well.
that's what I was
going to
say.
Good vibes.
Fucking
and
2
good-
million sales. It is the biggest Assassin's Creed game ever at least on Steam. I mean, Jesus Christ, people are lapping it up. And I didn't expect that. I mean, I think at this point, I thought everybody at least owned a copy of Black Flag since it was dirt cheap forever.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, a slightly prettier version? Fuck yeah, hook it to my veins. Oh, you took out all the modern day stuff? Great. I don't need any of that. I don't need story. I just want the main story. Like we're living with, like, Ubisoft is now Abstergo. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
That's it. They've just leaned into
They
it.
always were.
Well, that was the joke, but I mean, Jesus, they just are now. So anyway,
yeah, but
it's
anyway,
fine. I'm
so
not paying you $80 to play the same game.
Well, it's
again.
good news, Andrew, because the entire team that worked on it is fired.
Yeah, of course.
They're-
Like, good job, everyone. We'll hire you guys back once we're ready
This
to
is
go.
one of our
crunch.
few successes. You're all fired.
Well, because there was a leak, I didn't really read about it, for Assassin's Creed Hex, Hexe, which is their big new title, which won't come out until next year, obviously. And, I guess there were some leaks of gameplay or whatever. I'm not even 100% sure, but this is their next big title. And yeah, they're already talking about cutting the team down because they're getting closer to launch instead of hiring more people, because why should people be in this industry? Anyway,
Who needs people?
exactly. Who needs positivity in the games industry?
He's trying again. God
who
bless
needs
him.
the fans to be supported?
All right. So this is it. We're here now. According to my clock, we're approximately 35 to 40 minutes into the podcast. Strap in, babies, because we got a journey to go on.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Andrew, for a change, lets me talk. I'm kidding about that words because of things, and just relax. I've got a whole pile of throat lozenges right here because I'm
He's
going
not joking,
to need
folks.
them.
He's got several bags of them ready to go.
I originally had thought that I would write a blog post about this, but it's like, okay. So this is it.
Off the dome.
This is the record.
Yeah.
This is the archival material. So I'm gonna try and condense it as much as
You may
is
still want to write it down afterwards. but
reasonable.
At the very least, this is.
I'll get ChatGPT to summarize it.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah. As we all know, because I won't fucking shut up about it. Last week, I went to London, Ontario, and attended TennoCon for the first time. So, where to even begin? Okay. Sherman set the Wayback Machine for a week and a half ago.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going back to
No.
1608.
No. It's the Tuesday before the Friday of which TennoCon starts. So TennoCon starts on the Friday. It's the Tuesday. So I'm getting ready. I've got all my ducks in a row, et cetera, et cetera. Every euphemism you can think of. I get an email from Taylor King, who is the, if I remember off the top of my head correctly, Senior Live Ops Community Manager for Digital Extremes, who is also the team lead, I believe, on the cosplay contest every year. She says, hey, I've been sharing the pictures of your work in progress Ortis puppet with the team. We're obsessed. Would you like to come to the special guest gala for the staff and other special guests of Digital Extremes for TennoCon before the cosplay contest? There's going to be a whole bunch of people there. will get to take pictures with the social media team. They'll post it on the socials. They'll tag you. And also, Stephen Lim, who is the new Ortis voice actor, is going to be there. And I would love to surprise him with your Ortis puppet.
Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be a surprise.
So that was kind of the thing. That's kind of why I was there, to be honest. It was Taylor setting up a nice surprise for Kevin Lim.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, huh? When I recovered the power of speech, I went, yes, please. So now I've got this to think of on top of me. Like, I know I'm going to be on a stream in front of literally hundreds of thousands of people. Now I've got this special guest gala. I'm going to have to go to a special place and get a special badge to get into this. I got special instructions. I got a whole separate invite thing. There's a whole process now other than all of the stuff that's going on with TennoCon, that now I've got this on my cognitive load. Oh boy, this was kind of a lot to process.
It's a good problem to have.
Believe me, I did not. Of course, I said yes because I'm like, I said I would be honored. That would be lovely. Thank you so much, etc., as obsequious as you could possibly imagine. So now I've got that. All right, here we go. I will preface this by saying it's not all good news, but it does end up good. So don't worry. You have to, like, the emotional roller coaster ends in a good place. Yeah. So
when we say roller coaster, there's ups and downs.
There is ups and downs, but it ends in a good place. So here we go. Morning of TennoCon starts. I actually slept decently the night before, which is always a concern for me because I sleep so terribly that I'm always worried that that's going to be the thing that, like, if I ever have a day in the week that gets ruined, it's usually because I've slept like crap the night before.
Yeah.
Slept okay. All right, fine. I'm ready to go. So I'm on the train. I get to the train station and I'm on the train to London, Ontario. First time ever in London, Ontario. There's a stowaway on the train. What is that? So many people have come to me and said, I've never even heard of that. Like, what the fuck is that? Somebody had got on the train at one of the stops along the way, locked themselves in the bathroom, and did not come out.
Yeah, I feel like that happens pretty regularly. Like, somebody sneaks on and they're like, I'll hide in the bathroom. It's the perfect plan. No one will find me.
So the train had to, like, stop for half an hour. They had to wait till the cops came. The cops eventually got the guy out. Of course, it was super tense, right? Like, you don't know how this is going to go. Yeah, the fucking cop led with, "Are you going to come out peacefully?" He literally led with that.
Nice.
Like, who trained you? Anyway.
Yeah, de-escalation.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly. So, but thankfully they did get him out and it was peaceful. And it was exactly that. This was just a guy who wanted to get to London, Ontario. In my headcanon, he was just a Warframe player who didn't have money and just wanted to go to TennoCon. I don't know what his story was, but anyway.
I mean, they don't always check for tickets anyway. So, like, there was already a good chance he was not going to get checked for a ticket.
Yeah.
Did you get checked for a ticket?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Probably because of this.
No, it was this before this happened.
Oh, okay.
But like, and the whole thing was like, this was all happening literally like a row behind me. Like, if this had gone bad, this would have gone bad.
Was this a GO train or a VIA train?
It was a VIA train.
Oh, okay, that's different. I thought it was a GO train to London, but yeah, okay, that's different.
No, this is VIA Rail. Who otherwise were absolutely lovely. I have nothing but good thing to say about VIA Rail. VIA Rail's great. So there's that. So already late is the whole thing. So I get into London and I'm late. So I'm thinking, what should be my order of operations? Because now that I've got to go to this special guest gala, I keep wanting to say VIP gala, but it's not that. The VIP thing is different. This is a special guest gala. Gala. I keep going, okay, what's the timing like? Because I've got to get to the gala by 4. Now I have to check in, like, I have to get my registration. I have to get my registration for both the regular general admission for TennoCon, then the cosplay special admission badge, then the special guest badge to get into the gala.
Jeez.
There's 3 different things I have to register for. Thankfully, they're all in the same location,
Okay,
but they're
that's
in different rooms, and they taken over part of the Hilton. They're like different floors of the Hilton were like dedicated to this. So at first, I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I go to my motel and check in, or do I just go straight to registration? I don't know what to do. At first, I was thinking, let me go to my motel. I'll get checked in. I'll put everything down. I'll grab the Ortis puppet. Then I'll go there and I'll just stay there wherever and just for however long it takes, because everything was open. Registration had been open since 9 a.m. The merch shop is there. Everything's open. I can just like hang out and just have a coffee or whatever. Do that. And as the train's pulling in to the station, I see the Hilton Doubletree, which is where the registration was, like just in my window. Like as this train's pulling in, it's right there. I can just go right there and do it. So that's what I do. Thinking like, okay, I'm here. It's now. Again, I want to preface.
What time is this?
Oh gosh, off the top of my head, I don't even remember. It's like mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Like
2-3.
Yeah, about 2. Yeah, exactly. 2:30ish around. Okay.
So plenty like time there.
I think that.
Yeah.
Okay. At the time, I think, okay, I've got some time because I don't have to be at the gala until 4.
Right.
That's the thing. So now it's about 2:30ish.
Now keep in mind that Kevin has no experience with conventions.
This is my point. I've literally been to one other convention and you were with me. I was at Star Wars Celebration. That's the only other convention. So I am going in a complete noob, no experience, no idea how any of this works. I barely ever even travel. So I'm already like starting from a position of no cushion, no mental cushion for any
Just
of
a
this.
little
right?
baby bird.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm doing the best I can. So we get into London and I'm like, okay, there's the Hilton. I'll just go right there. Now, this forms the backdrop of a lot of what I'm about to talk about. So I want to front load this with some stuff. I have never been to London, Ontario before. I expected small townish vibes. I've been to plenty of small towns. My parents retired to a little village just outside of Bancroft. I know from small towns. I live in a very metropolitan area of Toronto, Ontario. I live very close to downtown core. So I'm like, I get it. I understand that. That's what I expected. What I did not realize was just how economically depressed London, Ontario is. And let me tell you, so I've lived most of my adult life in downtown Toronto. I currently live very close to one of the largest mental health and addiction rehab centers in the entire city. My spouse, without giving out too much information, my spouse works for a charity that deals directly with underhoused people who have like mental health and addiction issues and food scarcity, all that kind of thing. I am very, very intimately familiar with these problems and experience them on a daily basis. And I know for a fact that the problem is not the people on the street. I want to make this very clear. When you have a problem with a homeless person, they are a victim of the system. We have created a system wherein people can fall through cracks, and when they fall through the cracks, there is no way for them to get back. That is the problem. So I just want to front load this with all that. I understand the issue. I've seen the issue. I live the issue every day. I get it. Okay, so that's kind of how I want to put this, because I lived all my adult life in downtown Toronto. I've walked around New York City plenty. I walked around New Orleans plenty. I have never seen anything like what I experienced in London, Ontario. This place wears poverty on the outside. It is devastating. The amount of like stores and shop fronts and just building frontage all over the place that is just boarded up and smashed in. I said this to Andrew earlier. It feels very much like there was a natural disaster here years ago, and everybody left and nobody came back. And the people who are still there are just living off the remains of whatever they can scrape up. Yeah, exactly. It is horrifying. The number of people who are underhoused and were having like mental health issues in the middle of the street. In the 3 blocks I walked from the train station to the Hilton Doubletree, I must have seen like 5 people having crises in the middle of the street. That does not happen here. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you've heard about downtown Toronto. It does not. This ain't like that. This was the most dystopian thing I have ever seen. It was distressing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that...
Welcome to London.
Is what's going on in the back of my brain as I'm still panicking from the weird shit that happened on the train. Yeah. As I'm going to the Hilton Doubletree to try and register for all this weird shit that I don't know what any of this stuff is. Okay, so I get to the Hilton Doubletree. I check in. I get to the general admission thing. I get the general admission thing. I forget to tell them that I'm in the cosplay thing. Because I know so one of the things that was a bit confusing was Taylor was getting conflicting information about if I would have to check in for the special guest pass separately or if I could just do it at the general admission thing. The morning of TennoCon, I got, you will actually have to come up to the 3rd floor and register there. Okay, fine, no problem. So I check into general admission. I get all my stuff. I get all the swag. I get all the goodies. I don't even realize that there's a giveaway thing to fill out and put in a ballot box. So I missed that entirely. Oh, well. Unfortunately. Again,
you weren't going to win anyway.
Literally thousands of people. What are the odds, right? So then I wander around the Hilton Doubletree and I eventually find the registration room for the special guest pass. They have no idea what I'm talking about. So thankfully the cosplay prejudging room was on the same floor. It was in the same space. So a very nice fellow who works from Digital Extremes guided me over there and we found Taylor and she was like, "Oh wait, you're the Muppet guy."
I'll take it.
Sure. Yeah. So thankfully, Taylor, of course, being Taylor, she knew what was going on. She knew all the things. She was, okay, here's the thing. We did the thing. We actually checked with how she was going to introduce me on stage. We were going to do a little bit. She said okay, what I'm going to say is that we didn't give Ortis a mic because he's going to tell a dirty joke. That was what Taylor said to me. So that's perfect. I can do a little mime bit on stage. We can work with that. No problem. And she was like, okay, cool. Get your badge, get the thing. You don't have to come back here. You're all good. You're ready to go. Okay, so finally, I get all the things. I actually ended up with 2 swag bags, which is real cool because nice. I got the regular general admission, and then I got
the special guest one. Nice.
That's why I'm wearing this shirt that Andrew's currently seeing because this is the special guest shirt.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this is the regular Yabos didn't get this shit.
Nice.
So I'm already just head spinning.
Oh yeah.
Right. So now it's got to be 3-ish.
And you're still hauling around your luggage.
I'm still hauling around all my luggage. I'm carrying all of my shit. I have not been to my motel yet. I have not checked in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm standing on the street corner. I have called a Lyft.
Okay, so but you've also got your pass for the gala.
I got all of my shit.
Okay.
I got so much shit hanging off my neck you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I've called a Lyft, and then somebody walking down the street goes, "Are you Operation Puppet?" I'm like, "Yes." It's somebody from my alliance. It's somebody who I knew was going to be there from the Sanctum Eternum Alliance. I can't remember who they were now. I'm very sorry if you're listening to this. Anyway, it was lovely. Hey, I know you from the alliance. And I'm like, I'm waiting for a lift. I'm confused and frightened. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I get in the lift. The traffic is horrible.
Oh no.
This is the other thing. London is currently experiencing a lot of construction.
Somehow.
So, okay, once again, I'm going to compare this to downtown Toronto. But in downtown Toronto, you look at the estimated travel time for either a taxi or a public transit trip, and you double it. You mentally double that time because you know it's not going to be this. Google's wrong. It's going to be double that. London, no. London, triple it.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I'm in this lift, and I think I have time to get to my motel, drop my shit off, get cleaned up, and like just chill with it. Maybe have a meal because I haven't eaten since 8 a.m. FYI. That's an important point.
Yeah, you need energy to do things.
So, I get to the motel. It's like 3:30, and I still have to like get checked in and get back to where I just was, right? Two guys who are also going to TennoCon are in line in front of me to check into the cheap-ass motel, which I will not name. Both of them from Germany, so they don't speak a whole lot of English.
Wow.
But they see my TennoCon badge. I see their TennoCon badge, so we communicate as well as we can. And I mentioned that I'm in the cosplay contest, and I have to get back to the thing. And they, again, this was the perfect kind of microcosm of the whole thing, because they're like, you should go in front of us.
Oh, that's great.
You should just go because you got to get to the thing. You got to get. And I'm like, no, you were here first. You could no. They insisted that I go first.
That was good.
That is kind of a good summary of the entire weekend.
Yeah.
It's like everything around the show was shit. The show was
I thought you were just going to get a
magnificent.
ride with them or something.
No. I think they were there with like no transport either. They're from Germany. What do they?
Well, I mean, like share a lift or something.
They didn't
to
drive here
to the venue. Anyway,
So,
that's good.
Yeah. So I got checked in. I got into my room. I dropped my shit off. I splashed some water in my face. I put orders in my bag and I booked it.
Yeah.
Right back to the thing. So once again, I'm wandering around in the heat. And I'm also wearing a suit.
Of course.
Actually, the suit wasn't bad. That was again, I'm always surprised by this, but it's like people who think that suits are hot. Suits aren't hot. Suits are not hot. I don't care what you say.
You get a well-made suit.
I had it, thankfully. I have a well-made suit.
Tailored.
They're not hot. I promise you, I was way more comfortable in that suit than I would be in like a t-shirt and jeans.
They are designed properly. They know a good tailor knows what to do.
Yeah. So I find the Canada Life place, which is where the gala and all the major shows are. The only thing is that there's two locations. There's the RBC Center and there's Canada Life Place.
Oh.
RBC Center is where all of the merch shop and stuff is, and also where the registration is.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
It's a
it was
whole
spread
separate
out.
thing. Yeah, they had two locations. They only have one location. It's so big now they've spread to two.
Jesus.
So yeah. But all of the shows and all the events and the panels and all that stuff are all being held at Canada Life Place. They're like a 15-minute walk away from each other, so it's not a big
All right,
deal.
so you just have to
it's-
dodge the people.
Oh, let me tell you, there was a whole lot of that again, and that's when like the kind of creeping horror of what environment I was actually in. And here's the thing that really stuck out for me in terms of the kind of cultural fabric of London, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I'm going to get a bottle of water. I'm just going to get a bottle of water at a convenience store. You know what there isn't? Convenience stores.
Oh my God.
None.
Shit you take for granted.
Like, seriously, how could I not? Right?
Yeah.
That was just a logical assumption. No convenience stores anywhere.
Jesus.
Anyway, so I'm like, I'm trying to figure shit out. I've got my hat, I got my suit, and I'm walking around, and there's like a huge line up outside gate 1. I'm supposed to go in gate 3 for the gala. Or sorry, gate 2 for the gala. Gate 3 is Digital Extremes employees only. I will be going in there later.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm walking. I just walked around the whole building because I had no idea what my orientation was. So many people walk by me, were like complimenting me, like, "Damn, you look good." I'm like, "All right, I'm feeling okay."
Thank you.
I find gate 2. I'm a little bit late. Like as I'm in the lift, I'm already late.
And this is for the gala.
For the gala. Yes.
It is odd to me that they did the gala before the cosplay, before the actual.
Don't look at me,
event.
man. I didn't
But
plan it.
that's weird. Okay, but go on.
All I know about the gala is that this is for quote unquote special guests. So there's going to be like industry insiders, staff members,
I guess
celebrities.
the premise is they have the gala, everybody's there, and then everybody makes their way to the venue for the main show.
What it is. Because what the schedule was the gala, the cosplay contest, and the concert.
Right.
That was the schedule. So I have no idea what I'm going to walk it into, but I just know I'm there to like give Kevin Lim a surprise. That's my function. That's what I know. Right? So I get there, I go in to gate 2. I'm late, but turns out that's fine because people are just dropping in whenever. And I kind of get a sense of how things are going when I'm seeing like the huge lineup outside gate 1 already, and it's like an hour before the cosplay contest happens. And in gate 2, there's just some very, very well-dressed people who are having the door opened for them, walking in. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that they probably had some 10-cent people there.
Oh, definitely. So I go in, fella checks my bag. All I've got with me is my transparent bag with the Ortis puppet in it. It's pretty clear what that is.
Yep.
No problem. Go right in. I walk into the gala and you can smell the money. Oh, Lord. It was just like, so there's casino tables, there's a buffet, there's an open bar.
Jesus.
And I'm like, oh, this is the real shit here. This is like, Toto, we are not in Kansas anymore.
Can I get a bottle of water, please? I'm dying. Please, for the love of Christ.
Already, like, my head's already spinning.
Yeah.
From like I'm panicking from being late, of course, right? From all of this shit that's already happened. This is day 1. I want to point out.
You haven't eaten since 8.
And I haven't eaten since 8. I get there and now I'm in this.
Just thrown into the deep end.
So I'm like, help. Thankfully, Taylor is near the front of the room. I see Taylor. Oh, I recognize you, and I know you recognize me. So I just make a beeline for Taylor. Right? I just like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. It's great that you're here. Here, let me introduce you to some people. So I get introduced to a whole bunch of people from the narrative team.
Awesome.
And I pull out I have trouble getting the artist puppet out of the damn bag, of course, because I'm fumbling with the zipper. And
Give me a second.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'll pull the artist puppet out. The people from the narrative team, I didn't even get their names. I have no idea who they were, but they were lovely. Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing faces I recognize from things and like the internet and things, and like, oh fuck, this is not my world. It's okay. So then Taylor goes, okay, I know where Steve Lim is. Let's go. So Taylor takes me. We walk into the hallway. And there's a couple of like backdrops of like TennoCon 2026 and some sort of Perspex panel set up with the title. Is clearly the place to take photos.
Right,
That's what they're
step
doing.
and repeats.
So
stuff.
right now, the voice cast people are all gathered in one place and they're getting their picture taken. So I'm standing next to Ben Starr. I'm standing next to Jennifer English. Like the people are there, right? So I watched them getting their picture taken. Then Kevin Lim is among the people on the voice cast. He comes off and then Taylor grabs him and goes, check this shit out. And I pull out the Ortis puppet and Kevin Lim loses his mind. He loves it. We have a lovely little talk. We then go onto the thing and he goes, we get the photographer, we get the videographer. They start taking like professional level photos. I'm there in front of the thing with Steve Lim and the Ortis puppet, and we're doing the thing, and we're taking pictures.
And the con hasn't even technically started.
No,
that's the beautiful thing. This is just preamble.
We're just warming up, baby.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic.
And then when we get the pictures taken, Steve Lim, like, come here. You like, we go to a side. I tell him about the thing. he talks about how much he loves it. We talk about how welcoming the Warframe community has been to him because he's stepping into the role.
Yeah.
He's only had one quest so far where he's voicing Ordis. The old voice of Ordis retired last year.
Okay.
So this is new for him, and Ordis is of course a main character. It's like you don't see any character.
At least he's taken the role organically and not the old guy died or was fired.
No. He retired.
Yeah.
And Steve Lim has worked on some other voices for DE before.
Okay.
So they knew that he could do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He could, and he does a very good job with Ordis. It's hilarious because Ordis, like his role as Ordis was, his first lines were in the new quest that just got dropped. And Ordis's first voice line in the new quest is, "I love my new vocoder."
There you go.
It's like, because that right there
Yeah.
explains that there is a difference, but this is why, right? It's
great.
really well thought out. We have a lovely chat. He goes, it's okay. I don't want to ruin it, but do you want me to sign it? And I'm like, fuck yeah. I can make more. No, yes, please. So yeah, he gets the Sharpie out.
I saw the picture of the signature. Yeah.
I have Kevin Lim has signed the Ordis puppet. And that was lovely. So, I say thank you. We part ways. And so, of course, I'm like, my head is spinning.
Sure.
I desperately need food.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a buffet, but I'm like, I need a moment, right? I just need to chill the fuck out because I still got the cosplay contest yet. The cosplay contest is in an hour.
Again, not a contest for you.
True. But the cosplay show is in an hour, right? So I find Taylor again because she's the only person I know.
Yeah.
Or no, quote unquote.
Who, of course, is trying to wrangle people for
she's
the show.
doing her thing,
Yeah.
right? She's like,
she's literally your main connection.
she's the only one.
I totally get that.
So I find her and I'm like, okay, this was fantastic. I haven't eaten since 8. She's like, well, look, there's a buffet right there. Help yourself by all means. I'm like, no, and before I finish my sentence, she goes, you need to decompress. I'm like, yes. She goes, no problem. You go do what you got to do. And I'm like, back here in an hour? Back here in an hour. All right, no problem. So then
Here's a banana.
I just book it because I'm like, I cannot fathom standing here trying to make small talk with people who are just in a different galaxy than me, right? Just like another universe.
Could be a Mark Cerny in there.
Who I wouldn't be surprised, to be perfectly honest. It was that level of like, oh boy. So I slap the Ordis puppet back in the bag, leave, find the only cafe that I felt safe going into, right? Sit down, have a goddamn cup of coffee and a chicken Caesar wrap. And I had the first food that I've had since 8 a.m. Okay. And I'm able to like chill for 5 minutes. Thankfully, there's nobody in there. It was just me. So I'm like, okay, good. I was able to talk myself down off of my head spiraling out of control. All right, here we go. I'm ready. So now it's almost time for the between 6 and 6:30 was the call time for the cosplay people. And
because the stream started at 7.
Yes. The whole thing was if you're not backstage by 6:30, you're not eligible. So, all right, no problem. So I go back there. And all of the cosplay people are going into gate 3, which is DE employees only. So I was able to like just go, Yep. So, yeah.
Hello, line 1.
And I'm instantly backstage. And of course, I mean, I know you've been to plenty of backstages. You know what that's like. It's fucking chaos. It is just, as organized and as like, high tier as they are, it's still chaos backstage.
Sure.
It's always
to the uninitiated, but it's organized chaos.
It is, but you also remember, like, particularly the cosplay contest, these are all amateurs, right? These are all like just people who, some of them have never done this before. Some of them are just like people or normal,
they're overwhelmed
ordinary.
too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the calmest one in the room, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you had the advantage of at least having your initial blitz there
Yes.
at the gala. So
I had that, and also like I've had plenty of experience. This is one of the things I was talking about before was like just the experience of streaming and talking to people, and just like I'm 57 years old. Like, I have a degree of maturity.
And you had a chicken salad wrap.
And I had a chicken wrap. So yeah. So there's a kind of changing room where people can deal with their cosplay shit, and of course it's like, oh, it's endearing. So many people have so many amazing costumes. I'm just like, I cannot believe, because of course all of the people are in the same room, so all of the non-competitive and competitive cosplayers are in the same space.
That's kind of nice.
So we've got different layers of like people who just threw some shit together.
Also, because it's Tenacon, everybody's cool.
Oh,
whereas if this were a regular con, if you were to mix the casuals with the hardcores, it would be probably a nightmare.
I'm gonna get into this more detail later, but like everybody was just so goddamn nice, it made you sick.
Everyone was happy to be there.
So supportive, just like to a weird degree. Just like, is this how people normally act? Because like I think this is.
I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, it really was that. So I ended up, and everyone's like, freaking over Muppet Ortis, and I'm looking at Ghost and fucking Grendel's cosplay, and they're fucking screen accurate, and I'm like, how did you do that? So I end up talking with. And I didn't get any, this is the problem. And this is one of the things that if I go again, I'm going to correct. I didn't get anybody's name. I still don't know who most of these people
That's fair.
were anymore.
As you say, they're just overwhelming.
And I think everybody was like this, where everybody was clearly overwhelmed. Some people were freaking out. I mean, one person who was cosplaying Flair, like bits of their costume were falling off at the last second, and they were people were like, trying to find
everybody wanted
glue,
everybody
and
wanted to help.
So everybody was helping everybody else, and some people who like really needed to have a helper, like a wrangler, because their cosplay was that elaborate, didn't have one. So everybody was trying to like just chip in and do what they could.
There in major cons, there's usually somebody they assign themselves the task of being the medic.
Yeah.
And they're there to help those people in that situation. It's lovely that they do that.
Yeah.
Because they are not paid by the con.
Yeah.
Usually. Although I'd imagine there are probably people that are in that employ now.
Should I do this again? That's probably going to be me, because I saw so many people. I'm like, I could fix that in a second. I know exactly.
As long as you like, that's the advantage of having a puppet, is that it's ready to go. You have the time to help these people.
Well, like, everybody was trying to do everything with hot glue, and I'm like, okay, let me tell you about adhesives, folks, because I have that experience, right? Yeah. Some of these people don't. They only know, because the world of cosplay and the world of like all other prop fabrication is almost segregated in a weird way, and so cosplayers, at least from a certain level down, only know this subset of skills, and that's it. And this is the same for puppet building as well. So I keep saying to everybody who I've ever taught puppet building is like, you need to look outside of your sphere of expertise. Look to like, fabrication, look to engineering, look to like all kinds of things that aren't directly related to the thing you think you want to do, because those skills will come in handy. Mm-hmm. This is a very good example of that. So like, people are trying to use hot glue to fix things that hot glue is really bad at, but that's all that they know, right? So I know other things, and I go like, if I had the stuff in my workshop right now, I could fix that in a second. But anyway, I'll know for next time. Mm-hmm. So myself and Titania and one of the three Foleys kind of ended up as sort of in our own little huddle at the side of the room. Poor Titania. I really hope I can find them again, because they had done they were in non-competitive. We were all non-competitive. They had done a very ambitious cosplay that unfortunately was starting to fall apart at the last second. So a lot of their stuff was like coming.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were the ones with the big wings, the big the big Perspex wings with the LEDs on it and shit. Like it was remarkable what they attempted. Yeah. But man, that thing was heavy, and awkward, and some of like their nails were falling off, and they couldn't turn on, like they had LEDs on a switch in their helmet. They couldn't turn it on properly. They needed a wrangler. They needed somebody there, right? So I ended up just kind of like sort of looking over them, pep talking them and stuff. I was fine. I was no problem. I ended up kind of being the dad of,
and they're in a safe space.
Yeah, exactly. But that is the other part of it. It's like, and this goes for the entire rest of the con. It was really clear, particularly in that room, but for everybody that I interacted with and the crowd at large. I have never, I might as well have been at Pride, because I have never been in such a large group of people who were like so many like queer and queer coded people who were just out and loud and proud and not ashamed and just living their lives. And it was beautiful. Including a large number of people who actually, I would swear, if you told me that every trans person in London, Ontario works for Digital Extremes, I would not be surprised, because that was largely my experience of like what that was like. It was beautiful. It was just so uplifting and like, this is it. This is how it should be. Everybody was just lovely and supportive and helping each other, and like nobody gave a shit, man. It was just like, we knew why we were there. We knew what this was. We knew who we were, and that was cool, right? So that was kind of how things were. The nerves were really running high. I was like, of course I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But I realized that there was a part of me that was like, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you didn't see how big the audience was.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is like, honestly, I'm not sure I would care. I have heard lots of people talk about how, like, they get out on stage and they see the thing and they get stage, and I'm like,
well, the advantage is that you're blasted with lights.
It is true, but also I could see how large the audience was. So one of the things you got handed to you as you walked in was like a little sort of thing you hang around your neck that had an LED in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I saw that.
They did the Taylor Swift thing where like the whole.
It is very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. But because of that, I mean, I could see clearly the scope of the crowd. Yeah. I could see all the LEDs.
They're just putting those on empty seats to make it look like it's a full room. That's all that's going
I
on,
guarantee you they did not.
There are 75 people in this room, and it's delightful.
Yeah. So there was that, some people were freaking out. Other people were just like totally chill and cool, but it was the spectrum of things, right? Mm-hmm. But it was chaos. It was just, controlled chaos, but chaos nonetheless. Thankfully, I think I was able to help
that's
some
great.
people, or at least pep talk them into like, look, you're going to go out there. You're going to be cool. Everything's awesome. We all got numbers assigned to us. So we knew what order we were to line up in. And then the time came. Then I got the call, and we all lined up in the order of our numbers, and we got introduced. Megan Everett, who is kind of second in charge. She's sort of Rebecca Ford's right-hand person. Mm-hmm. I didn't get any interaction with her other than she had done the intro. Mm-hmm. And as she was coming off stage, she looked him up at Ordis and she poked him up at Ordis. So I'm like, all right, Muppet Orders got poked by Megan. That's cool.
Excellent.
So yeah, then we did the bit, and she called my name, and we did the joke, and I did the mime, and I did the thing, and it was all good. And it seemed, at least for me on stage, again, I couldn't see the crowd. All I could see was the LEDs of the crowd. So I could get an idea of the scope of things, and I honestly was fine. Yeah, like it felt I was perfect. I wasn't saying I was perfectly calm, but I had a plan. Yeah. I knew the bit that I was going to do. Yeah,
an amazing puppet, and that was it. And there was no pressure because it wasn't competitive. But honestly, even if it had been competitive, you would have done your thing, and that would have been that.
I did get a couple of people going, "Are you in competitive? You should be in competitive." I'm like, no.
I mean, honestly, you could have easily dovetailed into the competitive side, but it's fine.
Did you see?
I saw some of them.
See some of the people. Oh my God, the Lotus who won. Mm-hmm. I saw all that shit close up.
Yeah,
right?
No question. I mean, these people are on a different level.
I started following her on Instagram now. Mm-hmm. Like she hand beaded that shit. Like just unbelievable levels of craftsmanship.
The cosplay world has exploded in the last decade. It's just been incredible to watch it Awesome.
It was so inspiring. I loved every goddamn minute of it. It was so good. So that was that. Now, unfortunately, because like, again, everything's chaotic. Everyone's trying to get to the thing. So that was the cosplay contest. Then after that was the concert.
Yeah.
Now we knew that it was going to be a classical music, a symphonic oriented concert. Okay, cool. No problem. So I get out to the general seating. There were seats that were saved for the cosplay contestants because we couldn't obviously get in with the general admission people. So we had
side stage or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we had reserved seats. I got in, sat down. This is unfortunately the point at which I lost contact with everybody because I'm like, there were so many people in the green room for the cosplay that I'm like, I'm a body that doesn't need to be here. I'm going to remove myself from this and I'll catch up with y'all later or something. And unfortunately, I never did catch up with any of the people later. I'm still trying to find them. I will find them.
Yeah.
Because we kind of became friends in that moment. It was really nice. And now I wish I knew where they were. But anyway, so I get out to the seat. I pulled out my phone. I've got 5% battery on my phone. And it's a half an hour until the concert starts. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So if I don't have... So this is one of the problems with... I discovered my phone. I never use my phone away from home, you see. This is the longest I've used my phone on like a cell network for this amount of time. Like again, I get up at like 5 a.m.
It shouldn't have, that shouldn't have been an issue. That sucks.
I have a very old phone.
Yeah.
And so the battery is in perfect condition when it's just in my house. But when I'm not,
you wouldn't have thought you needed a battery for that.
Not a clue. So I had no way. I mean, I could have run around and try and find a charger somewhere or something, but it's like, if I don't have my phone, I cannot get a ride. I can't get a cab or a lift or anything like that. I need the phone. I can't pay for a ride without my phone. I don't have I need my phone to be able to get back to my motel room. My motel is not close. I need to ride there. So unfortunately, I'm like, okay, it's just classical music. It will be nice, but if I'm going to miss anything, I can miss this, right? So I'm like, I can't. I got to bail. I got to go back to the motel while I still got enough phone to get me back, right? So unfortunately, I do that. And this is one of the roller coaster go down parts, is because I thankfully get back to the motel room. I'm like, just lost my shit. My head is still spinning, of course, because of all this. I find like some fucking horrible burger place that made a ball of grease that was just among the worst things I've ever eaten. I eat that, and I'm like, now I'm scrolling on my phone, and the concert's still going. And everybody is raving about how amazing it is because like it's not just a symphony. They go all out. There's like circus performers there. There's like a Japanese Kyoto drums there. Just like, oh god, I missed it. I'm there. I'm right there. I could have been. That was a bummer.
I wish you had a battery with you.
I still haven't seen it. My spouse and I are going to sit. I've downloaded it. We're gonna sit and watch it at some time, but I still haven't seen it. I still don't know what exactly it was. I just heard it's amazingly good.
Yeah. So
anyway, that's day one. Come to a close. So let me see. You know what? We're going to take a break.
I was going to say.
We're going to take a break right here. Kevin, editing Kevin. We're going to take a break right here. And we will be back with more from TennoCon. All right. We are back with more TennoCon reflections. Reflections. I don't know. I ain't got nothing there.
Got a workshop there.
Okay. Why is it? Hang on. My my laptop's being weird. Hang on. Wait. Everything's fine. I'm fine. How are you? Okay, where are we? We are the morning.
Yep, morning of Saturday.
Of Saturday. So this is the main show. Now, this is the main event. Now, the pressure is off, right? I've done my bit. I've done the whole thing. Now, clearly, I intend to take Muppet Ortis with me wherever I go. I have a clear stadium bag. So I figure I'll put Muppet Ortis in the clear stadium bag because they're doing bag checks, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I don't have anything else I need to carry with me. My phone is charged, thankfully. I do have a battery pack. I brought a battery pack with me. I didn't think I'd need it.
That sucks.
Right? Put the battery pack in my bag. So what's in my bag is a battery pack and Muppet Ortis, period. Right? And so, yeah. So I go to the thing. I can't even remember what time they opened. I think it was 10 a.m.
Probably 10.
Sounds about right. Now, again, there's two locations, right? There's the merch shop at RBC Place, and then there's the main stage where all the panels are at Canada Life Place.
Yeah, see, that's the interesting thing about this show is that it's really about the panel. The main panel discussion. I mean, I'm assuming there were other panels happening at the same time.
There were a number of panels, but they don't happen. They happen sequentially.
Okay, so they were all in the same place.
They all in the same place.
Because normally you would have simultaneous panels in other locations about other elements of Warframe, but in this case, people were there to sit in on the main panels.
This is the thing. Like you go, and so there's panel 50-minute break, panel 50-minute break, panel 50-minute break.
There's no show floor specifically at where the panels are.
There kind of is.
You just got the merch area where all of the
the merch area is more like what that would be.
Right, the normal show floor like we saw in.
Speaking of things I missed, I never did get to the merch shop.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I missed. So the merch shop is where like all of the. So there's statues and stuff. I didn't see any of that stuff, which does suck. Any of the merch, I saw the catalog of what was available. There were maybe a couple of things
even
I
just
would
to
have
see
minded. Yeah, exactly. I would have, but again, this is the problem with being there alone. Like even at the registration, oh my god, in the registration room there was there's a section of the orbiter in Warframe where your operator is sitting in the somatic link chair. So there is a chair that your operator sits in. Mm-hmm. They have a full-sized one, and it was there. And so of course that's like photo op, right? But I didn't have anybody with me to be able to. I couldn't get a photo of me in the chair
because.
Come
on, man! That environment, anybody would have happily taken that picture.
I'm sure, but I was fresh off the train, head spinning out of control. I wasn't about to hand somebody my phone and go,
I get it.
Could you take a picture of me and my suitcase?
Yeah, no. On the day, no. I thought you would have gone back the next day to do that.
I should have.
Yes.
But again, as we just mentioned during the break, all of the things that went wrong are things that I just didn't know could go wrong. Now that I do, next time I'll be prepared for it.
Right.
So anyway, I go to the thing. I'm like, I could go to the merch shop. I knew what was at the merch shop. I didn't want really anything that was at the merch shop. So I'm like, I'm just going to go straight to the main event.
Get a nice seat.
Get in line. Because I had seen some chatter on the official Discord because people were asking, what's the lineup like?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's really early. Yeah. What do you mean what's the lineup like? Oh, no, dog.
Nerds, man.
We're nerds. Exactly.
Nerds are going to line up.
Nerds be lining up, and let me tell you, the nerds lined up because, again, let me reiterate, this thing was sold out in seconds. So,
everybody's there to go to the panel. So,
yeah,
people go into the merch, but they're there for the panel.
So go to the Canada Life Place, and 3 sides of the building are already occupied. So I'm like, all right, fine. This is what we're doing now.
I'll take what I get.
I stand there, I get in line, and for a while it's whatever, it's quiet. And then the nerd chatter starts, right? And so I start talking to 3 guys who are none of whom know each other.
Yeah.
Right. There's the four of us just start talking about Warframe, of course, because why else would we going to talk about?
We're all at church.
And that was basically, right. We all start fucking build crafting in line.
Beautiful.
Like, we're just like,
Beautiful.
and it was this glorious moment of like, we're fully nerding out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This is that thing, right?
The ultimate safe space.
Exactly. And this is, it kind of hit me in that moment. It's like, this is the thing we remember that we've lost, that the internet has taken from us.
It gave it to us in the worst way.
Yeah.
Like, we have the illusion of community online, in that you are talking to people of like minds, but it doesn't replace an in-person conversation.
There was a totally different dynamic.
Yeah.
And it was lovely and we were just fully nerding out. And then the line starts moving, and it's great. And unfortunately, it's another situation where it's like I get in and everybody just disperses, and now you don't know.
These are very brief but intense interactions, and this happens at cons all the time.
That was the thing. Again, me with no experience, like I had no idea,
Yeah.
but it was very cool. It was very.
No, I mean I'm the same way. I have these great conversations, and exchange information. It's just part of the experience is just to have these free flowing conversations that are just like, all right, have a good show.
So I actually asked, because one of the guys goes every year. He's an old vet, so I'm like, okay, how does this work? Like, what? And he's like, okay, here's the deal. So there's gonna be a panel, then a short break, panel, short break, panel, short break, and then there's a half an hour break before the main panel, which is 10 Alive at like 4:30 in the afternoon. Right. So there's like 4 panels and then 10 Alive. 10 Alive is the big one. That's where all the big reveals are going to happen. All that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. So there's still time to you can get food. Mm-hmm. There's food trucks inside the Canada Life place. There's everything you'd ever want is inside there. Places to do photos. There's all, it's a show floor, but there aren't that long a break between panels other than the main one.
Right.
Okay, cool. No problem. So I get in and I'm alone. And this is when the loneliness really hit me, right? It was because I realized, first of all, I kind of thought maybe folks would look at the transparent bag, see Muppet Ortiz staring out at them and go, oh, hey, you're the guy from The Thing, right? Nobody. Now, in retrospect, of course, I shouldn't have expected that, because who the fuck looks at the bag that somebody's carrying, right? I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't even notice that. Why? So anyway, so I'm sitting there. I got a seat, and I'm just sitting there waiting for The Thing, and I'm seeing all these people, and everyone's talking, and I'm like, I'm alone. I'm very, very alone, and I start to feel sad because I'm in this amazing place with all these amazing people, and I'm just alone. And it was disheartening. And I'm like, oh, I don't want this to be that kind of experience. I don't want this to be the memory I'm making. What? And I start to get, in my feelings. And a little part of my brain goes, you're a fucking idiot. Because what you should be doing is putting the goddamn puppet on your arm, standing up, walking out there, and just walking around with Muppet Ortiz on your arm. And I'm like, well, fuck, what have I got to lose?
Exactly. What am I going to do? Get embarrassed about my amazing puppet that I made?
So I do. I summon up my courage. Yeah. Right. And, because I have as much social anxiety as anybody. Mm-hmm. I just hide it well. Or not well. But anyway, however I hide it.
You got over yourself.
I went, well, this is it. This is my shot, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, fuck it, do it. And that's when the magic happened. It all fucking popped off. People were coming up to me going, oh my God, Muppet. People were getting photos. I only bought a very small stack of business cards. I handed them all out. I don't know. I don't think anybody's used any of them yet, but at any rate.
At least they're out there.
I should have brought more.
That's a good problem to have.
The other problem was, and this is again is me learning for next time, the business cards, while a good idea, the distribution of the business cards are a problem. Mm-hmm. Because I've got a pocket and I've got one arm in a puppet and getting the business cards out of my pocket with one arm, and like everything's happening so fast. People are like getting the picture and turning away, and so many times I go, wait.
Yeah, but
Right.
you know, all you can really do is just keep going. OperationPuppet.com. It's a good fucking website.
I have some thoughts. I have some notes for myself
Yep.
for next time. But anyway, so yeah, that's when it opened up. That was when it's like, oh, wait, no, just get the fuck out there. Just, you have to put yourself forward.
Yes.
You have to just do the thing. And then it was magical. It was, I had like a long conversation with an extremely queer person who like was telling me about how they met their partner in Warframe and now they're getting married.
Wow.
And just lovely people all over the place. And it was that moment of community that you would hope you'd find there. It was there. It just happened. It was beautiful. So that was kind of it. Now, I won't go into the details of the panels because you can go and watch those online yourself. But that was kind of it. I don't believe we're actually going to be on time. That's wild.
I mean, you know, the panels are great. I mean, you know, you're into it. You're getting to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff, even in the early panels.
There was a couple of moments that were extremely touching. So I will, you know, so if we're going to actually, because we're a video game podcast, we should probably talk a little bit about some of the reveals that happened at the show. But, of course, as I mentioned before, one of the notable things about this TennoCon, as opposed to other TennoCons, is that Rebecca Ford, the game director, was not there because she was literally having surgery on the Friday.
Just delightful timing.
Yeah, and there was no option not to. She did actually end up revealing what the surgery was for, voluntarily, publicly. Because apparently it was Fibroids Awareness Month or something.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yes, it was that. She basically had a benign tumor that she absolutely needed to get removed.
Yeah. I've got friends that have had that.
Yeah, and my spouse went through a very similar situation to that. So I'm like, you know, because Reb on her post was like sort of listing her symptoms and what she's going to have to go through, and like
obviously everybody's gonna speculate regardless. I mean, it's not tabloid material, but it's still very much, you know, oh, she's not talking about it. What, you know, that means it could be something really bad. But
this is something that I do want to actually kind of address, because this is one of the pitfalls with a company like DE that does have such a good, healthy, and close relationship with their community.
Yeah, it's the parasocial element.
Exactly. It can trip over into that parasociality very easily.
Yeah.
And that has happened a number of times. And I'm even now I have to kind of check myself every now and then, go, am I thinking too parasocial about this? Because, you know, the fact is, for example, when I call Taylor, like, I do not know Taylor King. We are not friends. She was very nice to me. She was very generous.
But you know her as Taylor.
I know her as Taylor. Like, I could say to her Taylor, yes, but that's it, right? She may or may not remember me, and if she didn't, I wouldn't be offended.
Right.
Like, we're not pals, you know? Like, I get that, but it's important that you kind of remember that, right? The DE is still just a company. They're a very good company. Thankfully, they're one of the few companies that does seem to apparently have some kind of moral compass, at least, right? But there is that. So when we talk about this stuff, it is important to kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Now, that being said, there, of course, is a huge amount of affection that is passed between the community and the company. That is also one of the points, right? But the tip over into parasociality is where that metastasizes, right? But there is a point before that when it doesn't, when it is healthy,
and there is still community.
Exactly, there is a point at which it is still very much healthy.
And her absence was noted.
It was not only noted, but so they made a point of announcing, not only is Reb like recovered and awake, the surgery went well, everything's cool, everything's good. And so, do you know Ben Starr? Are you familiar with Ben Starr? Ben Starr is a voice actor. He's been in a number of video games. And he's been in a bunch of things in Warframe. He is also hilarious, and one of the most delightful kind of improv comedians I've ever heard. And he has a long association with DE. And so during the narrative panel, he was one of the guests at the narrative panel. Except they didn't announce him as one of the guests at the narrative panel. They announced, unfortunately, Ben Starr wanted to be here, but he couldn't. But who is here is Miss Rebecca Ford. And the door opens, and out comes Ben Starr in a wig and lipstick and eyeliner with a t-shirt that says definitely Rebecca Ford. And he fucking sells it. He does the entire panel like with a nod and a wink as Rebecca Ford. And it was just one of the funniest things. Like we were laughing so hard we were crying.
That's
the entire crowd was just in stitches. Even if you don't know any of this shit, you should go and watch the narrative panel because it is fucking hilarious. And all I could think as I'm sitting there laughing my ass off at how good Ben Starr is improving and knowing that he and Rebecca are actually friends and this is a bit that they had planned, is that Reb is out of surgery. Reb has new stitches and you're making her laugh. That's all I could think was just like, oh, stop it. Stop being so good because
I saw the clip of him trying to lead the audience into singing a song.
So there was a couple things. So that was actually Sheldon. Sheldon did the whole get better Rebecca, but to the tune of Happy Birthday.
Right.
That was Sheldon. He's the CEO of the whole company. And that was absolutely lovely. There was a number of times when there was that Rebecca Ford actually had pre-recorded a little kind of I wish I could be there.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Here's the thing. And it was clear she was trying to not cry during it.
She wishes she was there, obviously.
And of course the heaviest moment came when Megan, who was running it, because it's usually Megan and Rebecca, and Megan was there, with Steve and a few of the other, and Pablo and a few of the other people who were on the team. And when Megan started talking about how Reb wishes she was here, that's when she lost it and she started crying. And the thing is, like, if you know Megan and you know her presentation, Megan is a consummate professional. She can work a crowd. She is just on point. She's the community manager. Like, she's the senior community manager. She does the shit. And for her to lose it is like, that's big stuff. So it was very, very touching. And it was a really nice kind of moment of like, okay, we know we get this. This is more than just, a game company and a community. This really is a community.
Yeah.
And we are all in this together kind of thing. And there was very much that sense through the whole thing. So that was kind of it. That was the whole deal. And, so
I just saw that Ben was actually the lead of Final Fantasy 16.
There you go. So, yeah. Now, Ben Starr, I stood next to Ben Starr for a short time.
You didn't get to say hi?
I was too nervous. I'm like, because this is when I was about to meet Kevin Lynn.
Right.
You
You were focused on that.
I was just doing whatever Taylor told me to do. So okay. Now, Ben Starr is delightful. By all means, if you do get a chance to go watch the narrative, specifically the narrative panel of the TennoCon 2026 shows, because that is the one that I say, if you're going to watch any of them, watch that one, because that one is really special. And for more than just Warframe, like for the idea of like narrative in game, it was really, really deep and well thought out. So, of course, then there was the big reveals, and I probably should talk a little bit about the actual game.
Yeah, sure.
Because
it's always just being in the crowd for this kind of thing when every person in the room is a wide open sponge, ready to absorb all the information.
Like we're all, everyone's on the same page, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to explain anything to anybody else. We all get it. We all know what this.
They don't have to
what
do
the
much
stakes
to
are.
explain what's going on. It's like, and here we go.
So the big deal about, and we've known this for a while, but the big deal for this year is the big update at the end of the year, probably December, is going to be, we are going to Tau, which is the other solar system that has literally been teased for 10 years. This is what everything has been leading to. And the update last year gave us a look at Tau in the past. What we're doing now is we're going to Tau in the present. And it is wild. Nobody expected this. I mean, Rebecca has been saying all along, whatever you think you're going to find in Tau, this ain't it. You do not know what's coming. And she was right, because people were speculating it was going to be this or that. There's a whole lore thing that I won't get into about why, but
It's actually 1970s New York.
not that far off, because what they've done, again, there's every game inside Warframe, and there's every genre inside Warframe. And what they've gone to now is noir. They're doing cinema noir. The new Warframe is a fucking straight up Sam Spade detective it's fucking Blade Runner.
Oh,
They're
I heard
doing
about that.
Blade Runner.
Like a narrator.
Yeah. So he's voiced by Matt Mercer. Warframes don't have a voice. Okay, this is a very important point. He's got an internal monologue. He's a different kind of Warframe. There's a whole narrative reason why that is the case. But and the world is very much this dystopian cyberpunk-esque city. It's on all the alien species, it's all the sentience. So it doesn't look, I mean, it looks very Warframe, right? As I said, it looks like H.R. Geiger painted a praying mantis in the act of exploding. That is my summary of the Warframe aesthetic. Right?
I see.
That is kind of what this is. And it's wild. Now, let me tell you, I like me some cinema noir. As you can kind of guess, we got some... I'm getting my fucking Warframe with a trench coat and a fedora. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's nice.
So yeah,
What I mean, again, I still haven't dived into the game. Dove into the game. I haven't been into the game yet. I still fully intend to. What I respect about this expansion is that for the first time, they're going, you have to earn this. Like, and that's a big deal for Warframe, because they everything up until now, if you want to do the new shit, you can dive right into the new shit.
Yeah.
But this has been, as you said, so long in coming, and such a build up that you do have to earn it. You have to play through the game.
Yeah.
To be able to understand what's happening in this. They can't just throw you into the deep end and just say enjoy.
I think they've given, I mean, so some of the stuff, like for the old piece, for example, I know there was a way you could kind of go, okay, I want to be able to play with my friends.
Yeah.
And I'm new to the game. I understand that I'm skipping a bunch of story stuff, but I just want to play these missions. You
Right.
can still do that, but I don't think that's going to be the case for this.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's important to reward the long-term players
Yeah.
with that experience, and to also incentivize new players to get caught up. You got time. This is the time to get into the game. You'll have plenty of time to catch up as long as you start now. And then you will, once we release this in December, you should be able to
the
get into
actual
this.
story, I will say, the actual story quests
Right.
don't actually take that long.
Right.
But the thing is, it actually does take you a while, particularly if you're just meandering through the game, which is very easy to do. It does take you a while to actually get to the story.
Yeah. And even
I'm
then,
sure you haven't seen
exactly.
any of the story.
I really have to start again to be able to really get into it. But it's also, you need to learn the game
Yeah.
to be able to get into this new area.
Absolutely.
We can't just we can't teach you how to play the game in this new area.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. And it would be lost on you. All of the cool shit that we're doing you just go, oh, this is neat.
Yeah.
Instead of going, oh, like the experience that they want you to have requires some knowledge coming in. And this is on a larger scale on the meta. It's a bold choice, because so many companies are just locked into, we need to be accessible immediately to everyone.
Yeah.
We need everybody to be able to immediately dive into this and be fully involved. That's just not viable. You can't do that with everything. There's got to be experiences that have to be earned,
particularly with something as complex as Warframe. Right.
And it's great that they're willing to do that, because they've bent over backwards for most of their content, and now they're going, you got to come to us on this one.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic, you know, and so many companies just can't.
Well, I can't tell you, like, particularly now with the whole Destiny issue and there being yet another influx of players.
Yeah.
The number of videos that I keep seeing popping up going, how the fuck how have they done this? Why is Warframe thriving? Literally, TennoCon, this is the most attendance for TennoCon ever. Like, again, player numbers are once again peaking at a time when the entire rest of the industry is falling to pieces.
Yeah.
How is this possible? This is how.
Yeah.
It's
they respect the player.
Well, they're also not afraid to like take big swings and take chances and listen.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it doesn't work, that's fine. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, on a side element, the current season of Diablo 4 has been a bit of a disaster.
Oh, yeah?
There are some fundamental changes that they tried to make that are broken, involving mythics. And the community has been extremely vocal, and they have fucked it up. And there's no question that they fucked it up. We're only 2 weeks in. They've already issued a patch to try to address the problems. But, you know, and again, they're smart enough to go, yeah, no, we take swings and sometimes we fuck it up. So, and obviously it's established enough that they can eat it.
Sure.
If they fucked up a season, okay, we fucked this one up. Here's some cool shit to make up for it. We're sorry. We're going to make sure that the next season doesn't do this. And it was a surprise because the new expansion was so well received. The fact that they absolutely cocked it up on this new season, it was a shock. Nobody thought they were going to fuck it up this badly, this quickly, but it's not something they can't come back from.
Right.
And that's the key. And again, you have to be willing to take a hit. And these days, because of the corporate ownership of everything, and, you know, obviously Diablo is corporate ownership, but they still recognize that, yeah, it's fine. We'll deal with this. It's like, fuck, this did not go well. We got to fire 500 people now just because, you know, that's what we got to do. That's how the system works, guys. Sorry, you didn't deliver, so we have to fire people. Otherwise, our shareholders, you know, they're not gonna. My hands are tied, you know, and we got to get the fuck out of that. You know, we have to give these games a chance to fail and be resurrected or you know, for the follow-up to fix it. That's why you don't fire the entire fucking team. You let them learn from the mistakes and you let them build it into another title.
Warframe would not exist at all, and at least not in the state that we have it, if it weren't for the institutional knowledge of the people who have been there for so long.
100%. Right? And so many of these companies have flushed that. Bungie just flushed all of these people out, and now they're just cast to the four winds. And if they decide they want to make Destiny 3, they're going to have to try to bring some of them back, but they're going to be, half of them are going to start running farms because they're so fucking broken by this industry. They just like, I know, I'm out.
It's going to be all outsourcers, and it's going to have no soul.
Bungie just lost they I don't know if they fired him or if the head of Marathon just left. Yeah. He's like, today's my last day. Good night, everybody. Here's the new guys. Didn't make it sound like it was a bad thing for him, and then they just lost another guy who's retired after 20 years in the industry, and it sounds like he's just out. So, you know, this is where we are, and you're losing people with institutional knowledge, and the dickheads at the top of the food chain don't fucking understand what that means. They ignore it. They think, oh, it doesn't matter. We've already established it. They did their job. We don't need them anymore. We're gonna jam all this into the fucking ChatGPT and it'll spit out a new game.
Exactly.
And the idiots will buy it because everybody's stupid. That's what they think is going to happen, and then it's all going to die.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, so the big panel, everybody just absorbed it.
It was wild.
Were there any other massive things that were unexpected that dropped at all, or was it just simply here's what we got and it's going to be
I think
good?
Probably everyone was kind of in shock because Tau has been teased for so long, and to actually finally see it, right? To finally get there and be among it, and to not be anything anybody expected. Again, the Warframe community is such that when it is something they don't expect, they embrace it.
Exactly.
They like that.
Yeah.
Right. I want
surprise
to be
me,
surprised.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great.
So it was lovely. So yeah, that was my, and then
So with Tenacon though, so once that final panel is done, what is there?
you go home.
That's it. The show's over?
Yeah.
There's no masquerade ball or like party or anything?
I imagine probably some people, do things privately, but there's nothing.
Wow, that's surprising.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, I know all the cause all the VIPs and stuff, all the big streamers and stuff probably have their own.
No, but even so, you would think that the general population. I mean, as I say, most cons have the floor, and everybody goes just spills into the floor, and they go to the booths.
I can't speak for previous years, but that's how it was this year.
Yeah.
So maybe it was different.
I don't know what you would have for a floor to this thing. That's the thing. It being so focused on that, you've got the merch areas, but
here's the thing: the Canada Life place is really just a hockey arena.
Right.
So it's not. There isn't really enough room for a show floor. There's kind of like a thing around the arena, but there isn't really
the concourse.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
could do some stuff there, I guess, but. And then they just were spilled into the streets of London.
Basically, yeah. So yeah, getting home was the whole thing. So yeah, that was that. So what it comes down to is, would I do it again? It's probably where we're at now. It was such an uplifting experience being among my people, as it were. That I absolutely would do it again. And I even have an idea for what I would do for a puppet for next year.
Perfect.
I actually have to talk to somebody because we may be doing a joint puppet.
Good.
A themed cosplay thing for next year. That would be very cool. But again, that is all tentative because I have no idea that would be money dependent.
Honestly, it's extremely doable. I mean, with all due respect, going to London isn't.
Didn't actually end up costing that.
What we gotta do is get you a decent fucking hotel room, and hopefully maybe DE can at least help get you access.
Oh, no.
I mean, you've got contact now. You've
no. You don't understand, man. I am so far down on that ladder that
regardless. I mean, it's a big hotel.
What I would do. So this is the kind of point I'm making here is that because I've had this experience once, now I know.
Yeah.
I know what London's like. They have announced the date for next year's TennoCon already. Mm-hmm. I know if I'm going to go, when I'm going to go. I can book a fucking hotel room right now
with it,
right?
as long as they've got I'm sure they'll have a block.
As long as I can cancel.
Sure.
Right. That is the thing. So I'm probably going to do that.
Good.
Right. At least some places closer.
Having secured a ticket, does that give you any kind of advance access for next year?
Not really. No.
Okay, because sometimes they do that.
So no. As far as the tickets go, you first click, first serve. That is the thing. But I also know, I know how registration works. I know that I want to go to the merch shop. I've now that I've had this experience once, I will be so prepared for next time. I'm sure I won't get invited to the gala next time or whatever, but
well, I mean, depending on your plans for the puppet, you've made an impact.
I suspect not, but
nevertheless,
we'll see.
You have made an impact, and it would be.
I would just like to see some of the people that I met.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing. Getting to hanging out with the DE people and stuff is very cool, but I'm not at that level really. But just I want to be among my fellow Tenno. That's my whole goal. So one of the things that I am attempting to do now that has kind of inspired me since I come back from TennoCon is I'm going hard. I mean, I know probably my quote unquote puppet community, whatever's left of them, is a little bit disappointed, but I'm going hard on the Warframe stuff because the Warframe community is thriving and I want to be in it. So I'm going hard on my Warframe content. I'm going hard on my Warframe streaming.
Getting people in the clan.
I've made a new drive to get people in the clan that started today. I'm participating in stuff for the Alliance more. That's kind of it. So the next time I go to TennoCon, I want to meet people there.
Right,
I want to like hang out with
You're gonna
people.
make plans, and this is what probably happened outside of the show.
Yeah.
Was all of these clans got together and
Exactly.
they hung out in meat space, as we say.
That is
and that's
the
what needs to
goal.
happen.
That is the goal for next time. So
Meet some Germans.
is to I met honestly a surprising amount of Germans. I mean, apparently Warframe's big in Germany. One of the big Warframe streamers is German. So,
Wow, I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's
The international flair is delightful.
there was a lot of Europeans in general who dig Warframe, and it kind of makes sense when you think about the kind of slightly strange, unusual vibe that Warframe has. That would appeal to a European sensibility, I think.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is the lessons from TennoCon. There we go. That's the wrap up.
That's great. I mean, I'm very glad you committed this time and you went and you've had the experience.
I'm
And
pleased.
you got a taste.
Despite London's best efforts, I
Jesus,
still
yeah. You know, it's sad.
Had a
Like you
good
say,
time.
it's sad that it's in such a state. You know,
I think London deserves better than
does.
what it's got. So
well, yeah, they're trying. I mean, I don't know where that complex is, but there's an entertainment complex as part of that area in London. That is
probably
where I think there's a Hard Rock Hotel is part of that,
maybe.
and there is some kind of an enclosed thing for kids, and
Yeah.
like some kind of elaborate playground.
There is a reason that DE does. I mean, DE does a lot of charitable stuff in general,
And it
but
is a university town.
they also do like a lot of local charities, and there's
Sure.
a reason for that.
Oh, yeah,
'cause, man, that they need it.
Trying to give back.
Exactly. All right. I think that will do it. We are more or less in time. That's wild. I expected to go long.
You know,
but
it's you had a lot to share.
there was a whole lot. I think I've done the most amount of talking on this podcast. that I've
I
ever
just
done.
had to check Blue Sky real quick just to
Uh-oh.
make sure it didn't
Oh,
happen. I just
what?
wanted to make sure it didn't happen, so we
happen?
could start. Nothing
Didn't
happened.
happen.
We're good.
All right, fine. All right. So anyway, if you want in the Warframe clan, the invites are open. We are going. We are building. Things are happening. Things are popping off. There will be more Warframe streaming this Sunday. The Church of Warframe will be open.
Excellent.
It'll probably be me instead of Cephalon Frankie, but Cephalon Frankie will make an appearance once again. And that'll do it. So thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, everybody, for listening this far. And we will, finger on button, catch you next time. You have been listening to Pixels and Puppets, the Operation Puppet podcast. Visit www.operationpuppet.com for all our links. Tell your friends, give us a rating wherever you get your podcasts, and join us again because nothing is more entertaining than aging nerds giving their opinions on the internet.